Hello guys, and welcome back to Mystery Truth. The United States Geological Services maintains watch advisory level orange color code at 4 United States volcanoes. While recent attention has been paid to the violent volcanic eruption in Tonga, which generated a Pacific-wide tsunami less than 2 weeks ago, United States Geological Services (USGS) continues to monitor volcanoes around the United States. Today, 4 of them are at an elevated watch/orange status due to the activity at each. The 4 volcanoes showing signs of unrest or activity are the Great Sitkin volcano, Pavlof, Semisopochnoi, and Kilauea. All other volcanoes USGS is monitoring today are at green or unrated, with the exception of Hawaii's Mauna, which remains at a yellow/advisory status. Within the United States, the USGS tracks 161 potentially active volcanoes, most of which are in Alaska. Alaska is home to many volcanoes, though there are more than 130 volcanoes and volcanic fields which have been active within the geological young area in the past 2 million years. 50 have been active since the mid-1700s, and AVO studies those too. Another place famous for its volcano is Hawaii. On the big island of Hawaii, Kilauea, Mauna, and Hualalai are considered active and potential threats. However, only one is erupting today, which is the Kilauea. The United States is only home to a fraction of the world's volcanoes, according to USGS. There are normally around 24 erupting volcanoes around the world at any given time. The USGS says there are about 1,500 potentially active volcanoes worldwide, with about 500 of the 1,500 erupting in modern historical times. The Hawaii volcanoes are monitored by the Hawaii Volcano Observatory (HVO), while the Alaska volcanoes are monitored by the Alaska Volcano Observatory (AVO). In addition to the AVO and HVO, there are also the California Volcano Observatory, Cascades Volcano Observatory, the Yellowstone Volcano Observatory, and the Northern Mariana Islands Volcano Observatory. Each of those additional volcano observatories within the USGS are monitoring volcanoes in their respective regions. At this time, none of those other observatories are reporting unusual activity or signs of anything more than background noise for now. In the United States, the USGS and volcano observatory units are responsible for issuing aviation codes and volcanic activity alert levels. Aviation codes are green, yellow, orange, or red. When ground-based instrumentation is insufficient to establish what a volcano is at a typical background level of activity, it is simply unassigned, while green means typical activity associated with a non-eruptive state. Yellow means a volcano is exhibiting signs of elevated unrest above known background levels. When a volcano exhibits heightened or escalating unrest with the increased potential of eruption, it jumps to orange. Finally, when an eruption is imminent with significant emission of volcanic ash expected in the atmosphere, or an eruption is underway with significant emission of volcanic ash into the atmosphere, the code becomes red. Volcanic activity levels are normal, advisory, watch, or warning. As with aviation codes, if data is insufficient, it is simply labeled as unassigned. When the volcano is at typical background activity in a non-eruptive state, it is considered normal. If the volcano exhibits signs of elevated unrest above the background level, an advisory is issued. If a volcano exhibits heightened or escalating unrest, a watch is issued, while a warning is issued when a hazardous eruption is imminent. The Great Sitkin volcano is a basaltic andesite volcano that occupies most of the northern half of Great Sitkin Island, a member of the Adrenov Islands group in the Central Aleutian Islands. It is located roughly 26 miles east of Adak, which is 1,192 miles southwest of Anchorage. According to the AVO, the volcano has a composite structure consisting of an older dissected volcano and a younger parasitic cone with a 1.8 mile diameter summit crater. A steep-sided lava dome emplaced during an eruption in 1974 occupies the center of the crater. Within the past 280 years, a large explosive eruption here produced pyroclastic flows that partially filled the Glacier Creek Valley on the southwest flank. According to AVO, lava effusion likely continues at Great Sitkin. No anomalous activity was observed in satellite data or web camera observations of the volcano in the past day. The USGS said today in an update it remains possible that explosive activity could occur with little or no warning. Pavlof volcano is a stratovolcano located on the southwestern end of the Alaskan Peninsula, just under 600 miles southwest of Anchorage. The volcano is about 4.4 miles in diameter and has active vents on the north and east side near the summit. According to USGS, the volcano has had more than 40 historic eruptions, making it one of the most consistently active volcanoes in the Aleutian Arc. The Aleutian Arc is on the Pacific Ring of Fire. AVO says low-level eruptive activity continues at Pavlov and satellite imagery detects elevated satellite images over the past days. Small explosions accompanied by low-level ash emissions could happen at any time and are typically a hazard in the immediate vicinity of the summit. The level of unrest at Pavlov can change quickly, and the progression to more significant eruptive activity can occur with little or no warning, cautions AVO in today's updates. Based on its location on the globe at 179 degrees 46 minutes east, Semisopochnoi is the easternmost land location in the United States and North America, located just 9.7 miles west of the 180th meridian in Alaska. Semisopochnoi is part of the Aleutian Islands, a chain of 14 large volcanic islands and 55 smaller other islands. These islands, with their 57 volcanoes, make the northernmost part of the Pacific Ring of Fire. Semisopochnoi is monitored by local seismic and infrasound sensors, satellite data, regional infrasound, and lightning detection instruments. According to the AVO, low-level eruptive activity continues at the north crater of Mount Cerberus with elevated seismicity. Steam and low-level ash emissions were observed in web camera images, and elevated surface temperatures were observed in satellite views. According to USGS Volcano Update today, local seismic and infrasound sensors have recorded numerous small explosions over the past day. Mauna is considered the largest active volcano on Earth, rising to 13,681 feet above sea level. Mauna rises up from the ocean floor of the Central Pacific at a depth of about 3 miles. Because of the volcano's significant mass, the ocean floor directly beneath Mauna is depressed by another 5 miles. According to USGS, this places Mauna's summit above 56,000 feet above its base. The enormous volcano covers half of the island of Hawaii, also known simply as the Big Island of Hawaii. Mauna eruptions tend to produce voluminous, fast-moving lava flows that can impact communities on the east and west sides of the Big Island from Kona to Hilo. Since the 1850s, Hilo in eastern Hawaii has been threatened by 7 Mauna Loa lava flows. On the south and west side of the island, Mauna Loa have lava flows that have reached the coast there 8 times in 1859, 1868, 1887, 1926, 1919, and 3 times in 1950. While Mauna Loa is at the advisory/yellow level, Kilauea is at watch/orange. While activity has come on and off in pulses in recent weeks, Kilauea continues to erupt. All recent lava activity has been confined to the crater, and there are no indications of activity migrating elsewhere on Kilauea. While lava isn't a threat to the island at this time, volcanic gas is a concerning hazard. In an update released by the HVO, they write, this eruption at Kilauea summit is occurring within a closed area of Hawaii's Volcanoes National Park. Therefore, high levels of volcanic gas are the primary hazard of concern, as this hazard can have far-reaching effects downwind. Large amounts of volcanic gas, primarily water vapor (H2O), carbon dioxide (CO2), and sulfur dioxide (SO2) are continuously released during eruptions of Kilauea volcano. As SO2 is released from the summit, it reacts in the atmosphere to create the visible haze known as VOG, which is the volcanic smog that has been observed downwind of Kilauea. VOG can potentially create airborne health hazards to residents and visitors, and could also damage agricultural crops and other plants and livestock. HVO/USGS urges visitors of Hawaii Volcano National Park and Kilauea Volcano Day to exercise extreme caution at all times. Other significant hazards also remain around Kilauea caldera, from Halema Oma U crater, wall instability, ground cracking, and rockfalls that can be enhanced by earthquakes within the area closed to the public. This underscores the extremely hazardous nature of the rim surrounding Halema Oma U crater, an area that has been closed to the public since early 2008. This is a well-researched information that we have given to you today. So whatever you have to say concerning this, you drop your comments in the comment section, and please don't forget to subscribe to this channel. Thank you very much.